Thorns of the Waking Court, a video novel by SDC Multimedia. Watch it like a movie, read it like a novel, or listen to it like a podcast. Chapter 7. A Thorn in His Side. Calla walked the corridor beneath the hollow alone, the sigil on her wrist still pulsing faint green silver violet beneath her sleeve. The whispers followed her. Not voices, roots, not people, walls. She could feel the court shifting, not in stone or structure, but in intent, like a beast rebalancing its weight before the pounce. Somewhere behind a root-laced arch, she heard her name spoken in hushes, not with reverence, not quite with fear. Something else, curiosity laced with hunger. Witch, queen root, grove chosen. They said them like titles or warnings. Her bare feet made no sound against the polished obsidian. Her borrowed gown, woven anew in the court's favored palette of dusk indigo and wine, brushed the floor with each slow step. The chill of the hollow clung to her skin, damp and sharp. It felt like the moment between lightning and thunder, a pause heavy with all the things that might come. The corridor opened at its end into a viewing balcony that overlooked the root gardens far below. Moonlight, if it could still be called that, washed the stone railing in pale silver. Calla stepped out, letting the cold air wrap her like armor. She didn't flinch when Riven spoke behind her. "You walk like someone who's already won." She turned slowly. The prince leaned against the archway's curve, one boot braced against the stone, arms folded. He had removed his mirror mask, but shadows from the root light played across his face, shifting silver over the high cut of his cheekbones, the cold slant of his mouth. "I didn't win anything," Calla said. "The grove chose. I only survived." Riven pushed off the wall and stalked closer. Not stalking like a predator. Not quite. Something more subtle. A slow orbit designed to unsettle. "You think survival isn't a win here?" His voice was low, smooth. "The court's betting books haven't stopped twitching since you breathed silver mist and lived." "Good." Her tone was clipped. "Let them twitch." He smiled, but there was no joy in it. "I wonder if you understand what you've done." Calla faced the balcony again, refusing to look at him. "Survived." "No." Riven came to stand beside her, a little too close. "You stole the hollow's attention. You bowed the grove without blood. You turned a trial into a revelation, and now every court mask is turned your way, not mine." His words came soft, but sharp enough to draw blood. "You made me boring, Calla." She didn't answer. The garden below rippled faintly, leaves whispering secrets in a tongue she was starting to understand. Riven's fingers traced the stone rail between them. "Tell me, was it on purpose?" "What?" "The pact," he murmured. "That sigil, that bloom of light. Was it your plan all along? To bind yourself to the grove while the king and every noble watched?" She turned to face him, chin raised. "You think I had control over that? I think you're far more dangerous than you pretend to be." A pause. His gaze slipped to her wrist, where the sigil still flickered beneath fabric. "Show me." "No. I want to see it." "Because you care?" she asked coolly. "Or because you want to learn how to copy it?" He smiled again. "Calla, I don't copy, I claim." Her laugh was hollow. "Is that what this is then? A claim?" Riven reached out, slowly, not touching her, just hovering fingers near the pulse at her throat. "Do you feel it?" he asked. "What the grove did to you, that hum in your blood?" She did. She hated that he knew. "It sings," he said, voice almost reverent. "And I've never heard anything sing in this place that wasn't meant to be silenced." She stepped back. "I'm not one of your court toys, Riven. You don't get to pull my strings just because you're bored of your own reflection." "Who said I was bored?" His voice dropped. I'm fascinated. She stared at him. The silver-threaded collar of his coat shimmered faintly in the root light. The ink-dark fall of his hair had come loose around his temples. There was nothing fey glamour about his look now. He was flesh and blood and eyes too old to belong to any 17-year-old prince. Why are you really here? She asked. A flicker of truth passed across his face, raw, unguarded. Then it was gone. I came, he said lightly, because I wanted to see how you'd look with the court at your feet. The answer is tempting. You don't tempt me. Riven smiled slowly. Liar. She said nothing. The silence between them tightened. He took a step forward, slow, deliberate. I could protect you, he said, from them, from Aerith, even from the grove, if it ever turns against you. I don't want your protection. No, he said, but you'll need it. His hand came up just once to brush a strand of her hair back from her cheek. The gesture was soft, too soft. She didn't move, not because she trusted him, because she wanted him to see that she wasn't afraid. You keep touching things you don't own, she whispered. One day they'll bite back. His fingers stilled, then dropped. You're not wrong, he said, but sometimes the bite is worth the blood. Calla turned, walking away from him before she lost the thread of her resolve. Behind her, his voice floated into the dark. They'll come for you soon, Calla, with bargains, with blades, with names you don't remember but that remember you. She paused. And you? She asked over her shoulder. What will you come with? His answer was almost inaudible. A mirror. Back in her chamber, she lit no candles. Let the dark speak. The sigil on her wrist had dimmed, but not died. She stood at the root-carved window, staring out at the court below, the hollow's lights flickering like fireflies caught in web. Her pulse had not yet calmed. Riven wanted her to be afraid. He wanted her to want him. And maybe, for one fleeting moment, she had. But want was not the same as trust. And Calla was learning quickly. Want could be used. So could she. End of chapter 7.